let's start seated today. And we're gonna start seated with our feet in a diamond shape in front of us. So it's not like a tailor's pose, which is really close, but it's a little bit more far from us. And we're just going to fold over, um, just very gently, yeah? So we're gonna take our hands outside of our feet. And it's not the purpose to come down, but just to relax the ligaments here a little bit. Maybe to relax her head. So it's not an active pose, this is a passive pose. We're not trying to be anywhere or try to come down. We just relax the body and get prepared for the practice. You can close your eyes. Just breathe and notice that what is the quality of your breath? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? In yoga poses, you want to be able to breathe freely. So if you're ever in a place where you cannot breathe deeply, then you're going too far. But also to realize what is going too far, it takes practice, and for practice, it's good to do yoga regularly. And that's why I would like to talk today about sequencing and how to make sequences for yourself, because it's not hard. So now we are starting with a passive pose. This is optional at the beginning. Sometimes you can also just sit in a tailor's pose or do some breath work. Okay, come up slowly. So in general, you can start with a passive pose or some breath work. And then the second thing I do is sun salutations. After sun salutations, I do standing poses, then inversions, forward folds, and backbends. And that's kind of the structure. So I'm going to do a structure like this with you today. So let's come up, stand in front of our mat, and do a sun salutation first. Okay, so you know this. So we first take our hands up, we look up, and then we come down to the ground, look in front of us, and let our head hang. We come to a forward fold. And here, important that your knees are straight, or that your kneecaps are lifting basically. That makes the upper leg really strong, and that makes your whole legs really strong. So you are pressing the ball of your feet into the ground the same amount as you're pressing your heels, and have very strong legs. Your belly is relaxed, and from here we look forward and step our right foot back. And for a sun salutation, you can stay here or you can also come up into a high lunge. And then come back down. From here we do plank and chaturanga on our knees or on the feet. And then come to an upward dog. If upward dog is too much, of course you go lower. You go to a sphinx or to a cobra, which is a bit lower still. Okay, from here we're going to push ourselves back to a downward dog. And in downward dog, we press the index finger, the ball of the index finger and the ball of the thumb firmly into the ground. And then we rotate our upper arms to the outside. This creates space in the upper back. We push our butt up and to the back, again with straight legs. This opens the legs, so we're opening the upper back, we're opening the back of the legs. And we are kind of trying to stand our legs here. It's not, there shouldn't be that much pressure on the front, or on the hands. We're really trying to stand on our feet. Okay, from here, take our right foot to the front again. And come up to a high lunge. Every time our hands are up, they are super straight. So we are taking, it's like, imagine you would like to do this, you know, with straight elbows. But you don't do that necessarily, you just have parallel arms here. Okay, from the lunge, we fold over our front leg, take our back foot into the front and do a forward fold. Breathe, strong legs. Relaxed belly. You can even lift your toes. And that gives you even stronger legs. And as you lift your toes, you can spread them out and put them back onto the floor. Put your hands on the floor or on the blocks and look up. Concave spine. If you cannot put your hands on the floor here, then take blocks and be higher, so you can be here. It's also perfectly okay. This is a nice stretch for the back because the back is like a little bowl. All right, and come up from the power of your legs. Take your arms up. Stretch. Greeting the sun. And take your hand in front of your heart. Okay, we're gonna do this 2 more times. So sun salutations at the beginning, you can do 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, as much as you want. Okay, so take our hands in front of our heart, stretch them to the ceiling, and then fold forward. And fold forward with your head hanging. Then look in front of you. Now take your left foot to the back. Be here or come to a high lunge. Come to a high plank, chaturanga on your knees or on your feet, downward dog or cobra or sphinx. Ruja, don't do a downward dog, upward dog, sorry. Oh. And from here we're gonna go to downward dog. All the dogs. Now downward dog is really a place of rest, so we're gonna stay here for a bit longer. About 5 breaths is okay, and then you look up and oops. We're gonna take a left foot to the front, not jump. And we're gonna do a high lunge, stretching the front of our body. Fold over the front leg. Come down into forward fold, straight, strong legs. Look up, concave spine. And come up, take arms up and down. Now sun salutations, as you probably know, have loads of variations. So I first like to do a couple of them slowly and then a couple of them a little bit faster and a little bit more difficult. And now we're a bit warm, so we can take our arms up and fold over. And now, if you feel comfortable with it, you can jump back. Ruja, I'm not sure if you should do that with your back. See how it feels. I remember I also messed up my back from jumping into plank from Uttanasana during yoga, so be careful. So we're gonna look forward, and if it allows, you can jump back. If not, you just step back. Okay, and we jump back, go down, upward dog, or any other variation that is suitable for you, and downward dog. Again, 5 breaths in forward and downward dog. And then look in between your hands and you can jump back into a forward fold. And take a deep breath in, look up, and come up. Arms over your head and hands in front of the heart. Okay, so that was the first part, the sun salutations. From sun salutations, we move to standing poses. So, standing poses, you know, these are triangle and all the warriors. So today we're gonna do triangle and the half moon pose. So step one of your feet back, one is in the front. Take your arms to the side. Yes. And we're going to fold over our front leg very slowly. Very slowly. And as at the moment that you cannot go further anymore, you go down. So what is important here is that your shoulders, I'm going to show you, your shoulders don't do this. but are really straight. So you are moving your bottom ribs up. Okay? So I see many people do this, and if you do this, you need to be higher with your arm. Okay, so you can also be here. You can be on your shin, you can be on your ankle. The important thing is that you can kind of press your shoulder blade into the back and lift your chest up. So in a standing pose, I usually take 15 breaths on one side. Taking 15 breaths on one side really allows me to get deeply into the pose, which is really nice because then you get to know the pose and you get to know your body a bit better in the pose. In Trikonasana, you can look down. You can, if your neck is really stiff, you can look to the side, and you can also look up onto your hand. All right. Now we come back the way we came in. So from the legs, we're gonna lift. Yes, wonderful. And now we're gonna turn to the other side. Again, come to the front as much as you can, and only when you cannot go from anymore, we go down. It can be that both of your sides feel a bit different. For me, in Trikonasana, one side is more difficult than the other because of my back issues. So I also allow for that. So I first go to my ankle, and as I soften a little bit here, only then I go to the ground. Again, on this side, another 15 breaths. Now we look down, and from the power of our legs, we come back up. Wonderful. Don't push your arms down. Brigitte, even if I can't see you, I'm watching you. We're going to go back to our first side and we're going to do half moon pose. Okay, so the half moon pose starts as a triangle, but at some point we're going to bend our front knee, put our arm on the ground, and we're going to come up into, I don't know what this is called, half moon. Ardha chandrasana in Sanskrit. We can point our hovering leg. Our leg is super straight and strong. The action of the chest is the same as in Trikonasana. It is, you're trying to take your ribs that are pointing down, you're trying to make them point up. I was trying that too much. All right. Now again, we come down the way we came in. So we're going to bend our front leg until our back leg touches the ground. Gonna go to Trikonasana and back. Gonna keep our arms up, and the same thing on the other side. Gonna go down and take our leg up, point the toes. If having this arm up is too much for you, you can also put it on your hip. That's totally optional to have it up. If this is too much, you can also do this with a wall. If you have a wall here, you're more stable. And you can also do this if freestanding is too much, you can do it against the wall. And then you can be here and really lean into the wall. All right, come back. Now we're here. And now we're going to jump into the dasana to be at the middle of our mat. Okay, so these were the standing poses. You can do, again, as many as you like. Standing poses are really there to create strength in your body. So they're very important. Next, we're going to move on to inversions. So the second things are inversions. Brigitte, I know you have wrist issues, so we're going to do a handstands. You can take blocks, Brigitte, or books, and just put them under your wrists, like this. So you're not pressing, and you can also just do a downward dog on like a height for your wrists. So that you still do something, but you're not over exerting the wrists. Ruja, we're gonna do handstands. Do you have a wall? Wonderful. Moving furniture. That is the spirit. Okay. So for handstands, it's we do it against the wall, and we can first just take one of our legs and try to kick up a bit. Take the other leg, kick up. And then when we did that a bit, yeah. And we can try if any of these kick-ups makes us stay up. Yeah? Looking good, Ruja? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, one leg is always more difficult than the other. For me, I cannot kick up with the left really like that well. So I need to practice that more. Okay, now you tried a couple. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a good practice to do if you can't. So you have the wall there, you're kind of safe. So try that at home. Another inversions that you can do instead of handstands, of course, are the headstand, or just very simply this one, which is which is also an inversion, and you have many more, but these are like the classics. Also, a candle would be an inversion. All right, so from inversions we move on to forward folds. Okay, so today we're going to do just a simple forward fold with straight legs. Important here is that we have a straight back, so if you cannot fold forward without straight back, with a straight back, you can use a belt, and you can also build it up. So you can be here and then slowly come down with the belt. Just come higher and higher with the belt and with a straight back. And this is also somewhere you want to be for like 15 breaths, just slowly working your way up. If you don't have a belt, you can also grab your shins and your ankles. And in the end, you want to touch your toes. Important here is that the legs are working, so you kind of want to remove any space between the floor and your knee and your kneecaps. And for the final 2 or 3 breaths, we can really fold over the legs. And come up. Now, before doing back bends, it's not really good to go from forward bends to back bends straight. So I would like to you need to do a pose in between. You can do a tailor's pose or a twist. What I would like to do with you today is leg stretchers. And I think this is really good for you, Ruja, to practice these because they are quite gentle. You can make them quite gentle and really work them up, and they also really helped me with some issues in the back. So leg stretches are very easy. You take your belt and you put the belt around the ball of your foot here, and you want to keep your foot really perpendicular to the floor here, so it's not the point to have it like super close, but to really stretch it. And with the belt, as you stretch the foot, you kind of press into the belt and you pull on the belt. So you're kind of trying to get that foot into the hip socket. The leg that's on the floor is also working. That one is not just laying there, so the toes are pointed up. And I myself can really feel that this is calming my lower back. Of course, with time you can build it up, like at some point you grab your toe. But at the beginning, it's there's no reason to rush anything. So just get used to the pose and how it feels. And after we've been here for 15 breaths, we take the belt into the same arm as the straightened leg, and we're gonna take it to the side. And maybe you're just here. Maybe you're a bit lower. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that your other hip doesn't come up from the floor too much. So you don't want to be doing this. Okay? You want to keep on control. So this is also belly work. This is also core. So you kind of keep this, the other hip glued to the ground, the other butt glued to the ground, and you're only opening from the hip. All right, come back to the center and change legs. This pose can be hard work, but it's not necessary. All right, take your belt into one arm and stretch, and then open to the side. Your other arm is laying on the ground, kind of in a counterweight, as a counterweight. Make sure that your other hip is on the ground, not coming up from the floor. If it's coming up from the floor, you're going too far. You need to keep control. You need to keep control and be able to breathe, basically. If it's too hard, you can also put a little block next to your hip that is opening, and that helps to stabilize it a bit. All right. Come to the center, take your foot down. Okay, now we have kind of neutralized the spine, so we can move on to back bends. And we're gonna do camel pose today. So we're just going to start with the preparation for camel pose, which is only putting your hands onto your back, onto your lower back, and bending a little bit. The bend in the camel pose, the first and most important thing you bend in the upper back. Actually, you don't bend in the lower back. So just bend in the upper back. And you don't even have to put your head back here. You can also just look in front of you. The important part here is to really opening the chest. That's why back bends are really chest openers, actually. In yoga, they say that the forward bends, they make you calm, and the back bends, they open your heart. So it's a different effect they have on our body. All right, come sit on your heels for a moment. Maybe shake out your shoulders a bit, and we're gonna do it again. Now, if this was enough, you're just gonna do this, and Ruja, I would recommend you to just stay here for now. Bri, I can't really see you, but if you have some height next to you, some books or blocks, we can go a bit lower. So I would have my blocks next to my ankles. Put my hands into my back. Really bend from the shoulders back. Now the pubic bone is facing to the front. I'm gonna grab my blocks and be here. Backbends are also very important if we work to practice, if we work at the computer, because it's the opposite action that we do as when we work at the laptop. So it's really opening chest, contracting back. So your pubic bone is pressing. So you basically press from your feet. You press your pubic bone to the front and you arch your upper back. All right. Come up again and sit on your heels for a bit. See how it feels in the back. If you're not used to practice camel pose, I think this usually is enough. With time, you of course get into a place where you can touch your heels, take your head back, really be here. But that takes time, and that's not the purpose as well of the pose, to be there. The purpose is really to open the chest, open here the shoulders. So, and those are backbends, and the backbends are many. There's the fish pose and the locust pose, so you can also mix this up. A backbend that I really like, that I can show you very quickly, is this one, when you have two blocks. Maybe Ruja, you can experiment with that at some point. You have just two blocks, and one goes in the middle of your upper back, and the other one is for your head. And you sit in virasana, and you're just here. And with time, you can lower the block for the head and so forth. Maybe try that, Ruja, sometime. I'm not sure if this is not too much. It might be too much, but I found it. I always find it a very nice one. All right, so we done our sun salutation. We done our standing poses, the inversion, the forward folds, and the back bends. So the last thing before shavasana that we still might want to do is a passive twist. So a passive twist you can again do in many ways. The most easy one is to take your feet together and just take them to one side. And you try to keep the shoulder of the opposing arm on the floor. And you don't bend, you don't really twist in the lower back, but you twist in the mid back. Okay, your lower back is not really twisty. So just make sure that you don't push your lower back into the places where it doesn't want to be. If this is too easy, you can also take one leg over another and twist from there. And you don't have to come to the floor. It's just about the action. It's about the feeling in the body. All right, and then change legs, change sides. And when you're done twisting, you can do this. You can do this twice on both sides, if you want to. If your back wants it. If you're done with twisting, you can go to shavasana. I usually do a shavasana of at least 5 minutes until 10. And, the purpose of shavasana is to relax and feel what all these poses did to our body. So as I said, you know, the forward bends will calm you down, and the back bends will open your heart and so forth. I'm not sure if that is true, but in shavasana I can always really feel that my body feels different after a session. So make yourself warm, lay on the floor, close your eyes, and I'm gonna bring you back in 5 minutes. Now slowly bring back movement to your body. Wiggle your toes and stretch out and beyond. Bring your knees to your chest and fall to the ground to the one side and hug your knees. And when you're ready, you can come up.